Are we live? What's good, great people? I am Ezel Moon, and I have a special guest in the building today. Before I get into that, I definitely want to shout out my sponsor at Spirit Tree. Spirit Tree, if you're in the Austin, Texas area, you guys make sure you guys download this app. They have an amazing selection when it comes to getting your food and beverages in the Austin, Texas area. So, Austinites, download Spirit Tree. Thank you so much. All right, you guys. Who do I have today? I have the Creative Couch, or Jerod Couch, the director of the Watch series. They are 2 seasons in, and they're already winning awards. And man, all of those that are in Dallas, you've probably seen their billboard. He is joining me right now.
Oh,
What's going on?
Hey, what's going on, man? Am I getting cut off?
You're good. You're good.
Okay, cool.
We got you like at the neck. You kind of like me right now. We like at the neck right here.
Okay, I can push it down if need be.
All right, you should be good. You should be good. I got to scoot back. Honestly, I'm over here. I look crazy, but
my screen is cutting me off.
Oh yeah, you good. You good.
Wait.
Man, I want to say thank you so much for taking time out of your day to join me this evening to have a conversation about you, what it is you got going, your progress, your work. Man, how you feeling though?
I'm feeling good, man. I appreciate you having me, man. It's an honor. And are you in Austin?
Man, actually, no. Right now I'm actually in Tennessee right now.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
No doubt. Yeah, Austin's my favorite city in the world. When you said Austin, I perk up, man.
Now, it should be your favorite city. That's where you went to school at, right?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I went there twice.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, no, it's where I spent my undergrad, and undergrad is where you some of your favorite memories in life come.
Yes, sir. That's some of the best networking you'll ever do right there, too.
Indeed.
So you went back for your MBA?
I did. I jumped out. I got a film degree in undergrad, and then when I got that, I worked for ESPN, and then I was at ESPN. I looked around, I saw all these production assistants, which that's what I was, and I was like, damn, I got to find a way to differentiate myself from these group of people. It just felt like we were a sea of fish. So I was like, all right, let me spend my nights studying for the GMAT. So I went back and got that MBA, and
you did it the right way, honestly. Me, so I got my master's, right? But I did mine online, and they weren't asking for like an extra test. I was like, I'm jumping on this one. No extra test. Sure, I'll do that. But that's a good route to go. Did you find it beneficial doing it online? I feel like that might be tough for me. Man, let me tell you something. It was hard. It was very, very hard. Like, I mean, it took its toll, but I'm thankful though that I was able to finish. It was actually around about the time when my son was born. My son being born was like what really like just spurred it. Like, oh, it's got to be done now. I got to get this over with. But yeah, man, it was worth it though.
That's crazy because I got a daughter on the way, and it's my first child. Thank you, man. But people have been telling me like, yeah, man, when you have a kid, you just get like super focused, and everything becomes like that much more intense. And I'm an intense and focused person, like in general. So I'm like, where is this about to go? Like, if there's another level, then I guess I'm ready for it.
I mean, if you're already pretty intense and you're focused, you're gonna be fine, bro. Like, okay. I mean, look at how much you've accomplished already. You're gonna be fine. You're gonna be good. Like,
okay.
Yeah, man. But I'm not gonna lie, parenting is its own, it's its own battle. But it's so many lessons, right? And you really have to like. There is no telling your child do as I say, not as I do. You actually have to live the example that you want your children to follow. So yeah, man. It's gonna be amazing. You're gonna be a girl dad?
Yeah.
Oh, bro. I'm rooting for you, man.
Thank
rooting for you. Are you gonna want your kid to act or follow your footsteps or what?
Whatever they want to do, as long as they're a good person. I will expose them to everything under the sun. Obviously, hopefully I'm getting ready to take that next step from indie filmmaking onto like budgeted sets. I don't say real movies because what we're doing is very much real.
Very
It's
much
just
so.
there's different levels of, a $20 million budget, a $40 million budget, like that's what I envision down the road. But what I will say is that if I'm there then, and my kid wants to come along, they're going to come along for the ride every step of the way and be exposed to that lifestyle, something that I wasn't exposed to until probably 18, 19 years old. Whereas if I have the opportunity and my kid's interested in it, I'm like, yeah, come sit right next to me in the director's chair and soak it all up. But yeah, if she wants to be an actress or an actor now, some of the scenes. So I thought about this because like I watch Euphoria, right? And I don't know if you've seen Euphoria, and Zendaya does an amazing job in Euphoria as her character Rue. But if I saw my child have to portray a bipolar, drug addicted, bisexual on screen, it would be like that's a lot of things to see your kid do,
Right.
right? And it's like I don't care what you are as long as you're a good person, and as long as, and I don't want to see you like battle some of those demons that her character has to do. So that'd probably be tough for me to watch, but
Yeah.
I definitely want my
You
child to
cry
go
all
and
night. You
right,
cry.
right.
You cry all night, bro.
I got friends that have daughters and they say they can't watch that show. Not that it's not a good show, they just can't watch it because she's portraying a teenager, and they're like, I don't want to see that.
No, no, most
Yeah,
definitely. I mean, golly, man. I got a little boy, man. If I had to watch, and it's crazy because it's like I know that's not really you that you're acting,
yeah,
but still, like
yeah.
it's good.
It's the same. It's the same thing with like spouses of actors right now. It's
Right.
like I'm still kind of sensitive to that. So I'm like, hey, have you talked to your spouse about that scene? Just give them a heads up because it's not real. But sometimes it's hard for people to detach themselves
Mhm.
from what's on film and what's really,
What's in real life?
reality.
Has that ever like affected the work? Like, has anybody like husband or wife just came up on it like, no, you are not doing that. You ain't making out with nobody.
Well, we had an incident where and we're independent, and when we did season one, we had a wife walk in during now we don't show any nudity, but it was a quasi sex scene, and we had a wife walk in because we were just like an open set where it was late and it was in the middle of shooting, and it made things a little bit awkward, but we got past it. We talked about it. That's really upon them to talk about, right?
Of
They,
course.
once you advance and you're dealing with actors and this is your dream,
Yeah.
then somebody says no shade November. Yeah, for me it is.
Hey, look. I'm
Yeah,
trying to get my nigga. See,
yeah,
man, look, we already got beef now because yours already connect. I'm still trying to fight. I got this Anthony Hamilton going on. It's gonna be all right.
break out a little Charlene real quick.
Come on home to me, baby.
It's funny. It's funny. It's funny. I think it's a few. Yeah, it's funny she says that because about an hour ago, I turned to my wife. We were eating dinner. I was like, "You think I should go shave before this IG thing?" And she's like, "Nah, I like the scruff." I was like, "All right, I'm gonna roll with it."
Lucky blessings.
But yeah, back to that. Like once you start working like with actors and that this is their dream or this is what they're doing for a full time living, that's between them and their spouse. Like you guys talk that out. Uh, a kissing scene or a sex scene shouldn't be a obstacle to shooting. And if it is, you might want to consider. You've seen the script well before we shot it, so you
Right,
should have you
right.
should have backed out before then, right?
Yeah. Well, that makes sense. That makes sense. Man, let's turn the conversation to you a little bit.
Yep.
You've been nominated for 12 times, right,
Mm-hmm.
for Emmy. You've won 2 regional Emmys. You have quite a track record, man. I mean, how has the all this winning affected your outlook on the work?
Well, it's 12 nominations, which I'm very honored and blessed to have 12 nominations, but that means a lot of losing. That means sitting there 10 times and seeing somebody else's name gets called. And I'm telling you, as much as you want to be, as much as you are grateful and honored
Right.
to get the nomination, at the same time, if you're a competitor, you're like, oh, it's
Yeah.
like, oh, I had a documentary one time, lose to Dirk Nowitzki, and I'm like, and the Mavericks, I'm like, nah, man, nah. Nah, my documentary was about the Longhorns volleyball team, and
Right.
theirs was about Nowitzki in Germany. Theirs was
Mm.
really good. But the way I'll tell you this: the first time I won was after a series of losing. But the first time I won, it was such a exciting and thrilling moment. And when you walk on that stage and then you give the speech, it's just it it's a moment that you don't get all the time. It's a moment like when if you played high school football or you played a big time sport and you got right before the game, you just got butterflies going in. And it's just this feeling you can't capture. And it's like the day you get married, or I'm sure when you have a child, just that moment of just pure joy, right?
Yes.
Pure joy. Nothing matters in the world except that experience. And I'll tell you what, it doesn't necessarily change the way I create, because when you create and the way I create from personal experience, I create from the soul, I create from stuff that moves me. I create just when I'm in that space, then it's not about the awards, but I'm telling you, once you've had one, you want to get back and you want to get back. Like you just the drive just pushes you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now I can definitely speak to us of perseverance, man. How's
Mm-hmm.
perseverance, affected, how you move in your creative space?
You know, it's perseverance is a necessary tool and trait that you need if you're going to be a filmmaker. Because I know when we were doing season one, I'm always trying to think a few steps ahead, right? And
Yes.
trying to be ready for when that moment comes. We're not scrambling for the moment. We got, okay, bam, here you go. You need this. We already got that ready to go. Because a lot of times we get a pitch or we get in touch with somebody. I'm like, here's the press kit, here's the pitch deck. This is where I envision it going, right? No need to go and get prepared if I'm prepared. And I was pushing like the folks, my fellow filmmakers, and they were like, "It's not going to happen overnight." I was like, "I know it's not going to happen overnight. I've been doing this for 20 years, right?
Mm-hmm.
Or at that, 15." And so I've been doing it for 15 years, and even in my mind, I'm nowhere near where I want to be. So you just got to persevere through every single moment. And then once you reach a level, and the level that I'm aspiring to be, every single phase of production, and you have the writing component, you have pre-production, you have production, you have post-production, you have marketing, you have distribution, right?
Right.
All those require such an insane amount of drive and attention to detail that every phase is going to drain you of your energy, and the perseverance aspect is key.
Yes, sir.
I can't emphasize it enough.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, man, we've touched on Wash, but I want to definitely touch
Yep.
on something that I had to do my research, right? Got to make sure. And
Yeah.
I know you mentioned that it was one night you were going to a party, with your friend, and y'all stopped at a certain
Yeah.
certain spot. It was
Yeah.
you were in the trap real fast,
Yeah.
or you had to go to like Deep Ellum, like.
Mhm. Yeah.
But and you were navigating from one world to another,
Yeah.
and Washed really touches on that, being able to really navigate from that your childhood to your adulthood, right?
Yeah.
And holding on to certain traits, man. uh how do you feel like each episode affect pushes that underlying theme, or answers that question of, okay, how do I hold on, how do I hold on to certain things?
Yeah, it's a constant question for all of our characters, especially in season two,
Right.
is all of our characters have these dreams, and they have, and even in life, you have who you used to be and who you are now and who you want to be, right? And
Right.
they're all battling for control of who you are. I mean, of the present you. So I think each episode, the wash theme, as far as feeling like you're growing old and that clock is ticking,
Thinking,
to,
yeah.
your dreams are expiring, is an underlying theme, as is the wash theme, right? We try to bake that in as an underlying aspect of the show. And I think in season two, a lot of our characters are uneasy, right? And I think that throughout every episode and throughout every scene, there's an uneasiness and not a comfortability with their life. They're not content with anything.
Right.
That's how I would answer that question.
Most definitely. Most definitely. And which one is your favorite season? Season one or season two?
Oh, season two without doubt.
What?
Oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Season one, we were scrapping. Season two now, we had a massive team. You know, we had like we moved to an
From 30
ensemble.
to like 150?
Yeah. So we went from 30 people to 150, over 150 that actually touched the show in a significant manner. Now you had other people on the periphery, like background actors and people that just helped us along the way, people that donated, stuff like that. But I think season two looks so good. In season one, I was the director of photography and the director. Season
Right.
two, I had a director of photography come on board, Jamario Washington. He killed it. I mean, it looks different. It looks amazing. It looks like he could stand toe to toe with anything on Netflix. And I just like exploring all the stories in season two and having an ensemble cast and then adding like these dope actors and actresses and seeing everybody from season one step up their game because the pressure was thick. And yeah, so I would say season two.
That's good. That's good. Now, personally, what's your favorite movie though?
Shawshank Redemption.
No, facts.
Yeah, that's my favorite movie.
Man, that's a great movie. I'm not gonna lie, I love the end. And hey, this is a spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen Shawshank yet. That's your fault. But man, I love the ending, man. When he actually when he found the rock and he was like, and he saw the letter and it always touches my heart every time I think about that part. I
like the line "Get busy living" or "Get busy dying." And I mean, I like the whole movie, but that kind of encapsulates kind of the way I approach things, right? It's just like whenever I feel myself slipping or I feel myself taking a breath, it's like I put the pressure on yourself to go even harder. Yes, somebody says spoilers. That movie been out for damn near 2 or 3 decades.
Hey, look, I'm saying though, because look, I don't know how. I mean, you know how you got to give that little alert, just in case. So, no, but man, sincerely speaking, the work that you're putting in. I know that you said you got your undergraduate degree at UT Austin, right?
Mm-hmm.
So can you speak to how your experiences there, and actually getting your education, helped you get to where you are now?
I would say as far as the school, when I got to UT, it was this crazy thing. I was a journalism major. I didn't end up as a journalism major. I ended up as radio, TV, and film. And I had a classmate in my journalism class, intro journalism, and they were like, "Hey, Couch, come on, go to this interest meeting at Tech Student Television." And I was like, "Nah, man, I ain't trying to mess with that." They was like, "Nah, come on." I was like, "All right, cool. I'll come. I'll sit down. I'll go back to my dorm room and go download some songs on LimeWire." But so I went, and it was like dial up, so it took forever to download. But I went, and it changed my life. And I got involved in a student TV station. I created my own television show. I was the youngest sports producer in the history of UT student television, which was kind of luck. It's kind of luck because all the seniors graduated, and there was a big void, and I kind of just jumped in it and was like, "I'll do it," right? So that impacted my whole life. Like that decision to go to that interest meeting changed the entire course of my life, right? Because I didn't necessarily have a set path of where I was going to go. I thought I was going to be a sports radio host, and that was kind of like my plans, but I didn't know how I was going to get there. So yeah, I think I learned more as a volunteer at the student TV station than I did in the actual classes. Now, I will say toward the end, when I was a senior, I went out, actually my junior year, I went out to UTLA. I went to LA. They had a program called University of Texas, LA. I wrote a treatment for a movie, and a producer at the time, he had produced Big Mama's House, if y'all remember that one. He was like, I like the movie. And what I should have did was stayed out there and kicked it with it, or like developed it with him instead of coming back to school. But I was like, nah, I gotta go back to school and finish. So I went back to school and I took screenwriting classes. And as far as the education goes, that right there has been the most significant tool that I learned in a class at the University of Texas was screenwriting. And I took regular screenwriting, advanced screenwriting, And I use those lessons today to write scripts.
Nice, nice, man. See, and that's the thing. People usually say, "Hey, college, you just go there for a piece of paper," but not too. So not too many people actually like attest to the knowledge that they gained from it, and say, "Hey, this has actually impacted my life. It impacted my journey. It showed me what my path of success is, as well as there are still skills that I'm utilizing to this day."
I'll tell you what it's all about. It's all about what you do, right? It's all about the way you leverage and manipulate and take advantage of the opportunities that are around you, right? For example, I'm gonna give you 2 examples. When I wanted that internship in LA, it was expensive. And I come from poor beginnings, very poor, humble beginnings. Like, we ain't gonna get into it. But there was a
You're from Dallas, right?
I'm from Dallas. Yeah, South Dallas.
Yeah, I'm about to say.
Yeah.
I thought so,
and that was the whole thing behind Wash, is that like we went and we ended up in Trap House, and I knew everybody in there because I played football with them. But in my mind, I got a wife and a mortgage and all this stuff, and it's like these 2 different identities of you. But I wanted to go to LA, but I got to find a way to pay for it. So I found this music industry scholarship that was like for $5,000 just for the summer, right?
Right.
So I was like, cool, I'm gonna apply for it, and I'm gonna I end up getting it, right? And they were like, but you gotta be careful because you have to do 40 hours of internship plus you trying to go to school at night. People really can't do that. I said, let me handle that and I'll figure it out. Right. And so I did. I got 2 after I got the money, I went out and got me 2 internships, one at Atlantic and one at Sony. Right. And the reason I had to have 2 is because I had the one at Sony, but it was 2 hours away. So I couldn't get back in time for school on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, I was in Sony. And Tuesdays and Thursdays, I was at Atlantic because it was down the road from where I was taking class. So I say all that to say it's just how you leverage the opportunities. Yeah, school can be a big waste of time. If you're looking into college, know what you're going for. And then when you get there, even if you don't know exactly what you want to do, start taking advantage of all those opportunities, because when you get out of college, you're not going to have those opportunities. Ain't nobody going to care. It's good luck. It's, have at it. And then a parallel example is like what I like to do, because we're independent film. We did this, scrapping, but reason we grew to 150 is because I wanted to bring people on the set and give them opportunities to excel and kind of get exposed to filmmaking if they thought that was their dream or if it was their dream, right?
Right.
There's a handful of people that showed up on set and thought that was the end of the job. And that was the beginning. So they got there, they stood around, they didn't do anything, and I didn't invite them back. So there's a situation where you're like, well, being on a film set wasn't nothing, or going to college wasn't nothing. No, it's because what you did with it turned it into nothing.
That's what I'm talking about. Hey, man, hey, excuse me, y'all, if you probably want to pick that up. Those are some gems right there. Just laying around, run this one back, because that's knowledge. That's knowledge. Sincerely. Now, how can I get one of those washed hats?
I can get you one. I got some got some around here. Just shoot me your address and I'll get you one.
Thanks. I appreciate that. I'm really gonna send you my address. Like, big. I want that.
I need to make a run to the post office anyway. So yeah, send it to me.
Thanks. I got you. Yes. Thanks, man. But now, man, talk to me about something. You've been creating content for over 15 years, right? Yeah. And you've done quite a bit. But what was your favorite piece of content before Watch? Because before Watch, I don't want you to say Watch. Before Watch, what was your favorite piece of content?
It's hard to say the favorite one. There's a group of commercials I did for the Rangers. When I was working for the Rangers, the ones that won the Emmys were some of my favorite ones. Right. There's a commercial called Fait Accompli. I love the writing in it, and it's just one of those scripts that came to me real quick, and I wrote it, and it turned out to be really great. Right. When I was with Longhorn Network, here you go. When I was with Longhorn Network, I produced a cooking show for the network with the head baseball coach, and he was the winningest baseball coach in the history of college baseball. His name was Augie Garrido, may rest in peace. And we got together, and I got assigned to his show, and we would go to the best restaurants. And if y'all aren't from Austin or ain't been to Austin, Austin has some of the best food in the world. And we would go around kind of like Guy Fieri, and we would go into these restaurants. We get fed good, but we would shoot it, and they would make a dish. And so it was a lot of fun. It was still associated with sports, but it wasn't sports at all, right? It was a baseball coach doing a food show. So that was a lot of fun. And then the last one, when I was at ESPN and I was about to leave Connecticut because I didn't like Connecticut at all. I was going to leave Connecticut. It was too cold, man. It's too cold.
I was about to say, I got questions.
It's too cold, man. It was too cold. So I was like, I had paid my deposit to go to SMU's grad school, right? And then ESPN announced they about to create Longhorn Network. And I was like, okay. And so what I did, I knew the assignment was about to come because I worked in marketing, that we needed a commercial and a sizzle reel for Longhorn Network. We were going to have to create something to sell it now, right? So before they even assigned me, I went and started producing it, grabbing the footage, coming up with ideas. And then when they were ready, I was like, bam, I already got it. Let's do it. And I was able to knock it out. Matthew McConaughey was the voice of the commercial. And so the first ever piece of video I created for Longhorn Networks, that's one of my crowning achievements.
That's what's up, bro. That's what's up, man. You, like I said, you've done so much, man. Where do you see yourself? Like, I know your goals have had to evolve over time. Where are you trying to go now? What is your path of success?
So we just finished releasing season 2, and that's on Amazon Prime. If y'all haven't seen it, go watch it. Season 2, if you go watch season 1, season 1's good. I'm very proud of it. Season 2 is another level. It's a different show, and I'm very proud. So what I see myself right now, I'm working on 2 pilots. One that I'm writing, and I'm still about 50% done with the pilot script. And another writer in New York that I've started working with, she came up with a dope idea, and she sent me a dope script. And even the first draft, I was like, I love it, right? Like, I want to do it. And so those are 2 pilots that I'm working on. I'm open to working with other folks right now. So what I want to do is have these 2 pilots. I would like to pitch them. And if I can't pitch them, find investors or find the money to create them myself, and then take that finished product and put it in front of folks. So I would love to get those 2 on a big streaming platform or with a big production company, and get them on HBO, Netflix, either be an Amazon original. So that's kind of where I see my career evolving into a showrunner type. Right. And I don't know. Do you know? Y'all might not know what a showrunner is, but a showrunner is what it says. They run the show, so they hire the directors. They work with they do the 360, is what I'm doing right now with Wash series. Is that I'm involved in every phase, from writing, pre-production, production, and sometimes showrunners direct episodes too, but they don't direct all of them most of the time. And then involved in post-production, marketing. I want to be involved in the 360 aspect of television production. And then I could also see a situation where I get involved in feature films, but I really love television.
Most definitely. Yeah. Hey, man, honestly, it's an honor to know you. That's on my end. But just one other thing. I know this is random, but he's my friend. His name is Cameron Tendaji.
I talked to Cameron.
Oh yeah, great writer. Yeah. Like I've seen his script. I was like, yeah, this got to go in front of somebody. I hopefully that can help him. But yeah, in case you ever you get a chance, check that out, my man. Like he love that.
Oh no, that I've met with him before.
Oh okay, bet that. Yeah, man. No, but sincerely though, around here we speak people's success, their dreams, their goals into existence, and I know that for a fact that's gonna happen. That's gonna happen for you. Literally, I can't wait to see your name in the credits on Netflix, and I'll be like, I interviewed that guy.
Yeah. I hope so, man. I'm gonna keep pushing, man. Like they came this far, can't stop now.
Of course, man. And we literally, man, we all behind you. We all behind you. Now, the goal of this show is philanthropy, right? Mm-hmm. Throwing some support behind a charity or nonprofit that you care about. So what charity or nonprofit do you want to highlight today? That way we'll mention it at the end of this, inside, the caption of the video. Yeah. And why is the cause that it faces so important to you?
So I thought about this today. There's a lot of causes, and I even know folks that work in nonprofit. But right now, I'm a big animal lover, right? And
Right.
so the one that I can think of is the ASPCA, right?
Mm,
And but I really don't care if you go there or you go to your local pound or shelter or whatever. At at this time, it's cold outside, man. Like some dogs get abandoned. I've rescued dogs, cats, like you know I would encourage folks to again take care of your animals, and if you adopt them, then that's a lifelong commitment. Don't give up on them. Don't discard them. And I would encourage you if you want an animal to go and adopt an animal. Don't I don't like I'm not a huge fan of breeders or those puppy mills or whatever.
gotcha.
But I would encourage folks to adopt an animal, especially when it's cold outside. And a lot of animals are in jeopardy, and so
Gotcha.
that's what I would suggest. And then also, if you do have animals, get your animals. I'm sounding like Bob Barker now, but get your animals spayed or neutered.
It's all good. It's all good. Wait,
Yeah,
wait, so what caused this care for animals?
I grew up around animals, man. Like I've grown up in the hood and I've grown up in the country. I've been exposed to a lot, and my mom loved animals. I loved animals. My wife loves animals. We have two dogs right now,
Yeah.
and she jokes about getting another one, and I'm always down. And she's like, "No, we can't get another animal." I'm like, "I will get another one right now." So I've had all types of animals. It's just, I they're helpless, right? They don't make decisions. They're kind of like little children, right? You got to take care of them. So, this
I
this
feel
how this how I roll.
I feel you on that one. Wait till you get your daughter though.
Yeah,
That's gonna hey look when you have the little one,
yeah,
it's gonna be all the photos that you're gonna want to take with the kid and
yeah.
the dog is gonna be like you'll see
And that
it's gonna be awesome.
and not to point out animals, like if you have your heart to give to children at this time, listen, I grew up and I was one of those children that got got the charity. Like I was the one getting presents from whatever it was. But like yeah, there's a lot of humans in need and hungry and need presents, stuff like that. And so I encourage that. Actually, me and my wife just donated some money to some kids. We bought some toys off Amazon, so that's another thing I'm kind of looking forward to, because I when you have a child, I'm assuming that you relive your childhood again, like through their eyes.
Yeah, 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 man. I
Yeah.
can't lie. It's gonna be fun.
Okay.
You're gonna and man, don't I know you said it earlier, but yeah, don't be afraid to give them experiences that you weren't given,
Hmm.
because they need that. They need to be exposed to so much more.
Yeah.
I if I had known that this is actually what I want to do for the rest of my life when I was
Yeah.
younger, I feel like my life would have been a whole lot different. But I wasn't exposed to like the different things. It took me until I was 29 to realize that, oh, okay, well, no, this is the thing that I want. This is who I want to be. And
Hmm.
also, through doing these interviews, this is how I also want to impact the world. Be
Yeah.
someone that connects people as well as, touches different charities and nonprofits and just different organizations, or puts it inside somebody's mind to, hey, you know what? Let me get up today, go out and donate to a animal shelter. Let me go adopt a dog. Something
Yeah.
like just things of that nature, man.
I
So, hmm?
I was gonna say, I think one of the keys to life, people always talk about like generational wealth and folks passing on like assets from generation to generation. And
Right?
that is how you become wealthy, right? Like
Yes, sir.
me and my wife were talking about it, like we want to buy our next home. And it's like, well, we want to make sure it's in a great neighborhood that has appreciation value. So over time, when you just like people that grew up in Highland Park in Dallas, they always
Yeah,
gonna be rich just because their family bought that home way back in the day and just
yeah,
pass it along through generation. But another element of that is, like you were saying, is exposing experience to people at a young age. So like if I would have had somebody said, all right, now I loved my music industry internships. I didn't necessarily want to do music industry. But if
right.
somebody would said, all right, go talk to this person right now, go
Mhm.
get in that lane, I think you want to do this, right? Or
Right.
see if you want to do television or film and go
Right.
after that right now at 18. So, so I could have been sitting here with a TV series under my belt at age 25 instead of
Right.
35 and been
Right.
10 years ahead of the curve. Not that I'm not grateful now. It's just
Right.
when you can accelerate the curve, and you see this a
Yeah.
lot with kids of famous directors or famous actors,
Oh
like
yeah.
Denzel's kid, right? Not that he's not talented, he was
Hmm.
exposed to it very early on. And so now he's the lead in many movies. And not that he's super young. I think he might be he might be 35, 30, 35. But his
Push.
his career arc is a lot,
Yeah.
more accelerated than a lot of people would be.
Of course, man. See, and that's the thing, man. Anything that we can do to help the next generation, that's just
Yep.
especially as fathers, that's what we got to do. That's what
Yep.
we got to do.
Definitely.
Yeah. Man, before we close out, and like I said, anything we got to help the next generation, I want to make sure that you understand that, like I said, I'm speaking your success to existence, but also we always like to close with wisdom. So what words of wisdom would you have for any young lady, young man, who are at the crossroads, right? Of, giving their life to the streets or, bettering them or, bettering themselves.
So which one should they take?
Yes, man. Should they go slang the pack or should they go get some education?
What was the options?
Give their life to the streets or, go better themselves.
Yeah, I always pick the better yourselves. I would say always look past the 6 inches in front of your face, because it's probably never as good or never as bad as it seems to be, right? Especially bad. And try to look beyond your situation. I grew up rough neighborhoods, poor neighborhoods all around Dallas, grew up dirt poor. But there was a point in my life where it clicked, where that if I was ever going to be beyond this, then I had to take control and really, there's going to be factors you can't control, right? You won't have access to, influential people. You won't have all the resources you might need, but the thing you can control is your effort. And so I would encourage you to don't fall. It's easy to say, oh, college ain't worth it, or that's almost looking for a cop out, right?
Right.
I mean, there's a reason. There's a reason that people that go to college end up having, their earning potential is a lot greater. Not that people that don't go to college can't be great, because there's a lot of people that can get trades or just naturally talented, or have a knack for sales or whatever it is. I'm not down in that. But if you aren't supremely talented and you ain't supremely gifted, then you might need to go and learn something in college and be exposed to a different life, right? LeBron could go straight from high school to the league because he had a skill set that nobody in the world had. Now, if that's you, skip college and go do that. If you could go make $1 million, go make that $1 million, right? Because there's always an end goal tied to college, right? And that's making money and having a career and having longevity. But if you don't see that instant payoff, or that something you can do immediately to further yourself, go to college, get the experience, and better your life, because it's going, I've seen a lot of people that didn't go to college, and I've seen people that did go to college. And if you're making a decision at 18 based off right now, it could potentially hurt you, because at 35, those people that went to college, a lot of them are a lot better off as far as stability, and they're not out here dangling. They're not, So yeah, not to ramble on, but yes, I would encourage folks to go and get exposed to college, because it's outside of the education, it's some of the best times of your life. You're gonna have a lot of fun. I would encourage you to have a lot of fun. Work hard, but then play hard and be safe.
Yes, sir. Most definitely, most definitely. Jerod, I want to say thank you so much, man, for joining me this
No doubt.
evening. Hey, how can we support you though? Tell us, how can we what should we do? Should we follow you? What should we do, man? How can we support you?
So I'm at the Creative Couch. The show is at Watch Series on all platforms. Watch the show on Amazon Prime. Leave us 5 stars. You can actually leave 5 stars for season 1. You can turn around and leave 5 stars for season 2. So that's 10 stars. And watch it there, or you can watch it on our website at watchseries.com. And we just appreciate, all the support, people watching, spreading the word, telling their friends about it. And just know we created a television show in Dallas, Texas by scrapping, like straight out hustling for 2 years on 9 episodes.
I love it, bro. I love it, honestly. I love
it. Thank you. And we scrapped that thing together. We hustled every weekend, shot for 5 months, edited for another 3, wrote for 3. So we out here in Dallas, Texas, and this is just the beginning. This is the foundation for something bigger and better.
Most definitely, man. Hey, if you know anybody that wants an interview, please send them my way.
No doubt.
I would love to, help assist however I can. Sincerely, just it's the same concept. It's about them, what they got going, as well as just shouting out a charity, nonprofit, that they care about as well, man. Just let me know. I'm here for you.
Yeah, I appreciate you, bro, and I appreciate what you're doing, man. This is awesome.
Yeah, thanks, brother. All right, man. We're gonna go ahead and say thank you to you again. And man, thank you for joining me for a frank conversation. I hope you have a blessed, amazing evening.
You too, man. Later.
I'm sending you my address. For those of y'all who are just now tuning in, that was Jerod Couch at the Creative Couch. He is the director of the Watch series. I want to say thank y'all so much for tuning in this evening. I am Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people. And, oh, by the way, y'all, so if you enjoy the content, please consider making a donation to $Ezel Moon _ $Ezel Moon, no underscore. Please. Thank you so much. And if you are in the Austin, Texas area, make sure you download the app Spirit Tree. Order your food and beverages through that app. Once again, I'm Ezel Moon, and thank y'all so much. Love y'all. Purchase my book, Purple Mike Wants a Bike, at Amazon.com. You can find it there. Just type in Purple Mike, type in Ezel Moon, and it'll pop up. If you guys want to follow me, no, not even if, go follow me at Ezel Moon _ on Twitter and Instagram. I'm Ezel Moon, and I'm not doing it unless it's fun and it helps people.